just killed it.
You made the decision to play Thiago. Klopp doesn't change the system since Luiz left. He don't want to change from the 4-3-3.
What's going on, people? We're back again on the Jerry James Show for another tactics board. As you guys can see, I've been turfed at my usual living room, so I'm right now in the renovated room trying to do some stuff. But I had to get the transfer hub out to you guys. So big up to everyone in the building. As I always say, anytime I go in front of this camera, please make sure we are liking the video. We are about, and I don't misquote me, 80, 70 likes or so away from 80, 70 subscribers away from 2K. 2K subscribers. You know what that means? That means watch alongs. That means seeing my emotions live in the flesh, ability to click me up. Terry's begging me to do this from the football terrace. He's begging me. He knows how I get when the games are on, man. He knows. So listen, it's going to be crazy. But obviously, as we like to go and say on this channel, en route to 200 million subscribers. So you know that's the thing. You know how we're set. We're different with it. Guys, make sure we obviously like him. If we're new to the channel, please subscribe and comment and share and do all of that type of stuff as well. Hit the notification bell. But we're not going to really get into that too much today. Guess what, people? Liverpool internally discussing for another midfielder, another DM, another centre mid. Gravenberch, Ndidi, Douglas Luiz, so many names flying about. Keepin, Turam, like right now, it's getting tiring, man. It's getting tiring. But I had to drop you this news. The Ndidi news is just dropping as we're speaking. Douglas Luiz dropped a bit earlier today by Ben Jacobs on Give Me Sport. So we're gonna obviously chop that up together. But before I do so, I need to get to you guys in the chat, of course, as always. Let's get into it. We've got Maverick S in the building saying, bit late for discussions. How about signings? Welcome to Incompetent FSG FC. Shake my head. Listen, we're gonna get into this, bro. We're gonna get into this. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just telling you guys what I'm hearing. You get me? We got Red Scout in the building as well. Shout out to Red Scout saying we are not looking for a DM, so Ndidi is not coming to LFC. Only one might come is Gravenberch. That's a deadline day scramble. Listen to the reports, bro. That's why I want to say listen to the reports and expect the unexpected with Liverpool. As we know, whether it's on the pitch, do you know what I mean? Last weekend being a great example. Off the pitch, the Caicedo deal and us signing Endo being another great example. We are expect the unexpected FC, man, 100%. We got Colin Blackshaw in the building. Good evening, JJ. Hope you're good. Hope you're good, man. Hope you're good. We got LFC Aaron saying, Ndidi, Jesus. We got Will Dead Wolf in the building saying, Jerry, chat, hit the likes, helps the channel. Facts. Make sure we're hitting the likes. Big up to Panov Scouse in the building as well. We got Bonkers LFC as well saying, breaking. Liverpool have reportedly sent a contract offer to Cheek Doucouré. Details here. Dave O'Cop. Listen, we're going to get into this, man, 100%. We got K-Mac in the building as well. Shout out to Anfield Road End. Alexander Delos saying, just made it. Hello, gang. Just made it. Hello, gang. Liked it. That easy. Facts. Just hit and like it, bro. Just like it. There we go. I'm aiming for, I want 150 likes for this video at the end of it. That's how I'm feeling. K-Mac saying, Gomez odds, any Saudi Pro League, 13-8, West Ham 10-3, Aston Villa 11-2, Brentford 17-2. We're going to have to go and chop, man. We're going to have to chop it up. Alexander Delos saying, look, they're all good players. We're going to discuss it, man. We've got Alai Nus in the building saying, hello, Jerry boy. Great football in Saudi. 100%, man. 100%. And shout out to, obviously, your direct message to me as well. I'm going to get back to you on the Instagram. So shout out to you. We got Am Jono in the building saying, Ndidi and Luiz will be good. Yeah, whether we get both is a different question. But look, this is what we're going to do now, straight off the bat, people, is we're going to go and read where this Ndidi news is coming from, man, because it's dropped randomly. Dave O'Cop an hour ago now, 59 minutes ago, dropping this news, and I need to share it with you guys. So that's exactly what we're going to do, people. Just bear me 2 seconds as I get it up for you guys. Yeah, let me know, man, how are we feeling just off the back of it? Just, I mean, Ndidi, a player that, you know, a lot of teams were kind of linked with 24 months ago, was the talk of the town, was the, do you know what I mean? Was it Basuma or Ndidi? Ndidi's going to cost more. United are really, really interested, but don't want to break the bank. Don't want to pay 70 million for him. Had that injury, and all of a sudden he's just gone into the wilderness. His fellow teammates, the likes of Maddison and Tielemans, have moved on to pastures new. Maddison killing it. Tielemans looking like a decent addition as well in that Aston Villa midfield. And Ndidi's still loitering in those lower leagues, and it's mad because in pre-season, I don't know about you guys, but when we face Leicester, he's probably one of the better players for on the pitch, let alone for Leicester. And it's interesting, man. It's an interesting deal. But anyway, this is obviously from Liam McPherson on the Dave O'Cock channel saying, breaking, Liverpool interested in signing Leicester City midfielder. Going on to say, Liverpool are considering a move for Leicester City midfielder Wilfred Ndidi, according to Miguel Delaney of The Independent. We all know about Miguel Delaney right now, don't we? We dropped the Endo news. The Nigerian international has had his fair share of injuries, right up Liverpool's alley, in the past, but there is no doubting his quality as a player. Leicester City are reportedly willing to do business in the final few days of the window, people. Crunch time. The relegated side may be forced to accept a reduced fee for the 26-year-old in order to make up for the revenue lost by not being in the Premier League. Indeed, he will no doubt prefer Premier League football over Championship football, and it may make negotiations easier for the Anfield club. Says a lot, man. The Nigerian made 30 appearances in the Premier League last season. His current contract expires in 2024. The midfielder has already made 4 appearances for Leicester in the Championship this season, but may now follow his old midfield vanguard of James Maddison and Yuri Tielemans out of the King Power Stadium. Mad. Obviously, that's the news I need to know before we get into, like, obviously, the whole dealings of, you know, Douglas Luiz, and what we're actually going to do, and I'm going to do for you people, we're actually going to go and compare Douglas Luiz and Wilfred Ndidi and see who's a better player, who would be a better fit for Liverpool. We like to do that on this channel. Look at the stats. Do you know what I mean? Get into the nooks and crannies, not just make wild, outlandish statements. Of course, we're obviously going to go and talk about Gomez, and we're going to go and talk about Gravenberch as well, but that's later on in the show. So, guys, please make sure you're staying tuned, and obviously we're liking as well. Getting in here, I need to know what you guys are saying as well. Will Dead saying, what a mess from Caicedo to Ndidi. It's a joke. Anfield Road saying, man replaced Kante, now Fabinho. Alistair Aaron saying, Endo and Ndidi. Sigh. I still remember Ndidi made Thiago look like Spearing. He did one day. He did. We got Jono said, we got Trudon saying, in don't D. So he's not feeling Ndidi as well. Big up to Alinus. Alinus saying, I just saw a video from a Romanian YouTuber, I am Romanian, who said he's in Saudi for making some videos. And we talked with one of the main guys from Al Ittihad Club who said, and what did they say, Alinus? They're preparing a big offer for Salah this week. Listen, we're going to discuss them, man, 100%. We've got K-Mac saying, at this rate, I'll take Stevie G back. Colin Blackshaw saying, look, I prefer Dewsbury Hall myself. Next Hendo in the making there with Klopp behind him. I hear what you're saying, man. But I'm not going to lie to you. On the basis of it, obviously we're going to look at the stats, so my mind might change. I'm on that Alexander Delos' kind of, train of thought. Wilfred Ndidi, great addition, I think, would be to Liverpool. Yes, the massive concern is obviously, of course, the injuries. The injuries haven't helped at all, but 24 months ago, he was arguably one of the better DMs in the Premier League, and he's definitely a better option than an Endo. He's definitely a better option, in my opinion, than a Doucouré. Has proven it for longer, has played in the Premier League for longer, is still of that age where he's hitting into his prime, is a regular international for a better national team for Nigeria as opposed to playing for Mali. He just is, in my opinion, a better player. Now, can he stay fit? I don't know. On top of that, obviously, Ndidi can play at centre-back as well, and Klopp does like a very versatile player. And that's why for me, I think it's definitely an issue. Now, of course, we're going to have to go and chop up Douglas Luiz. We got King Cop in the building saying, big up JJ. Some reports suggesting Mo has put in a transfer request. What is happening to our club? I'm not surprised, bro. I'm not surprised. After last week, and seeing how, that game ended up and needing Nunes to come off the bench and getting really lucky. If you were Salah in a twilight kind of stage of your career, would you want to stay at Liverpool and battle for Europa League and and hope for top 4 finishes. That's settling. That's like a retirement type of thing. I don't think so. I don't think so, guys, man. We got one touch in the building saying, "Oya now, my people, my people." I don't know if he's come back from his injury the same. Let me not lie. Leicester were shit last season, so you may have a shout. Yeah, they were terrible, man. They were terrible. But one touch from a Niger perspective, yeah. Tell us, how good is Wilfred Ndidi on his day? How important is he to the Eagles, to the Super Eagles? Let us know. We got Samuel OG saying, "Nah, bro, I can't, man. I can't." Listen, Samuel, if you are Nigerian, yeah, if you are Nigerian and you're not backing Wilfred Ndidi, we need to have some conversations, bro. We need to have some conversations because right now, for me, I'm starving. And an African tall, midfielder with legs is something that I'm craving, bro. I'm craving for it. So I'm willing to take it. I'm willing to take it. Shout out to Temi Dio as well in the building. We got Blockman saying, "Jay, I think you are wrong. A few seasons ago, yes, but now Ndidi is not half the player he was due to that injury." Maybe so, but I'm not gonna lie. Leicester have been terrible in the last couple of seasons. They've been terrible, and he's been playing at centre back. So, but listen, we're gonna get into the stats. So I might be wrong. I might be wrong, guys. I might be wrong. Make sure we're obviously smashing a like. Next, before we obviously get into kind of the comparison and the stat comparison, I want to talk about Douglas Luiz, innit? And obviously, Douglas Luiz now, massive reports suggesting that Liverpool have made Douglas Luiz a priority and are discussing kind of getting him on internally, which is really, really, really interesting. Let's go here. There we go. I'm just going to share this with you guys. Bear with me 2 seconds. Let's go, guys. Please make sure we are slapping the like. And Samuel, we see what I mean? Samuel, I'm not saying Samuel, I'm saying Samuel. Bro, I wrecked my Nigerian brother, but his injuries. See. I knew it. Let's see if you guys can see this. You guys should see this. So as we can see, people, Liverpool internally discuss Douglas Luiz signing ahead of transfer deadline. It's written by Chris Byfield, stating that Liverpool are internally discussing a move for Douglas Luiz ahead of a transfer deadline date, according to a report. The Reds have overseen a complete rebuild of their midfield this summer, with 5 players having departed in that position. Jordan Henderson, Fabinho both accepted lucrative moves to the Saudi Pro League this summer, while Naby Keita, James Milner and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain left upon the expiry of their contracts. And while Dominic Szoboszlai and Alexis McAllister and Wataru Endo have come in as reinforcements, Liverpool still looks short in midfield. The Reds had hoped to sign Moses Caicedo and Romeo Lavia, agreeing a fee with Brighton and Southampton respectively. However, both snubbed the Merseyside club, opting to sign for Chelsea instead. Liverpool are looking to add further midfielders to their ranks before Friday's deadline, with Aston Villa's Luiz the latest player to have been linked. Indeed, CBS Sports reporter Ben Jacobs, Ben Jacobs, very, very credible. We know him. Terry had a few shows with him, has claimed that the Reds have discussed making a move for the ex-Manchester City midfielder. Jacobs told Give Me Sport, "Yeah, Douglas Luiz is a name that has been discussed internally by Liverpool. I'm not aware of any movement at this point." So, guys, there hasn't been any movement, any kind of discussions with representatives of Douglas Luiz or making kind of initial contact with Aston Villa for the signing of the player. But it's interesting that these discussions are happening in regards to Douglas Luiz. He goes on to say, "I think it's crystal clear that Liverpool wants to add between now and the end of the window if the right name becomes available. I would still keep an eye on Ryan Gravenberch because that's a long-standing Liverpool target and the player is keen on the move. It's just a case of Bayern insisting that they don't want to sell and we wait to see towards the end of the window whether anything changes there. I think from Liverpool's point of view as well, because they put that 111 million down successfully for Moises Caicedo, they've sent a message out to the market that they've got big money to spend. And we've spoken about that, people. Having that money now to obviously and showing our card to the rest of the kind of the market in the world means that negotiations are going to be that much more difficult because we're not going to be able to go and bargain with teams the way we were able to before. We've exposed ourselves fully, and that's a real damn shame from a Liverpool perspective, man. That might mean that they have to pay above the odds if they do want a last-minute window target because there's the urgency there to get a deal done on Liverpool's part. Everyone now knows they've got the finances. That was very different originally when they were fighting over a Lavia fee and making offers that were small increases around the low 40 M's. But obviously, as soon as they put down 111 for Moises Caicedo, the whole market is aware that they've got a big chunk of money that they are prepared to spend for the right target. So let's wait and see whether Liverpool can get value on the midfield that they're looking for between now and the end of the window. Luiz is unlikely to be cheap. However, with 3 years still left to run on his Villa, Luiz is unlikely to be cheap. However, with 3 years still to run on his Villa contract, because I understand that Douglas Luiz actually signed a contract extension last year. Elsewhere, Liverpool have reportedly expressed an interest in the likes of Nice's Kefren Turam, Fulham's Joao Painha, and Crystal Palace Cheek Doucouré. Boy. So as we're seeing here, people, it's not looking good, man. It's not looking good at all from Liverpool's perspective. Obviously, no real movement on either player. But Liverpool are looking to obviously go and make that deal and will potentially press to go and get a midfielder. It's interesting to see that Liverpool are actually eyeing for Gravenberch, and it seems as though Klopp is really, really dying to get this midfielder. Do you know what I mean, at AXA, at Anfield? Interesting to know why, as I don't really see him fitting into what Liverpool are trying to do at the moment. In terms of squad depth, of course, it would be great to have a player like that on the bench. But he wants to leave Bayern Munich because he's been on the bench. He wants to leave for game time. So I don't know how that kind of transfer works. So shout out to LFC Rambles. LFC Aaron. It's an absolute shambles, man. It's an absolute shambles. Colin Bradshaw obviously coming on and letting us know again. Luiz is under contract until 2026. He won't be cheap. Paul Smith saying, sorry, Jerry, but I'm not with you on the Ndidi as his best days are behind him. What I'm trying to understand, yeah, when we're talking about his best days behind him, he's 26 years old. Like, he's not 29, he's not 30. How can his best days be behind him when he signed for Leicester at the age of 22? Are we saying that he peaked that early? Really? I don't know. Here we got Jake saying Liverpool are just going with the flow. I'm not going to lie, it does seem like it, man. We've got One Touch saying, look, on his day, he is key. I can't lie. We look lost when he isn't in our midfield. And as you said, at his best, he's a top player. Can he bring back the form and stay fit? That's the massive question, man. That's the massive question. And the thing is, don't get it twisted. This isn't a player that's like top on my list of the players that I would want. But we've got to understand we're Liverpool, man. When do we ever get our number one target? We always have to settle, always going for the second option. It's always the same thing. So for me personally, I'm looking at it and I'm like, listen, just give me Ndidi at this point, man. Just give me Ndidi. At least I've got another option, and it's just not just Endo and ride that Endo to the end of the season. I can't be doing that, man. We've got K-Mac saying, it's funny, if we sign a DM who got relegated, Lavia was relegated and Endo's team finished third from bottom. 2 jokes. Boy, I don't know, man. I don't know. Big up to Zia Adine saying, Jerry, maybe we don't believe the age of players from Africa. See, conspiracy. Shout out to Uncle Albert for that one. I'm not going to confirm or deny what I think on certain players, but yeah, maybe he is, man. Maybe he is. We've got Gary Richards saying, just sign Kone, Liverpool. Pan of Scouts saying, I'll be surprised if we get a DM. I think it will be someone who can play a 6 and an 8 role like Gravenberch. Interestingly enough, Douglas Luiz can play the 6 and the 8. Ndidi can play the 6 and the 8 as well, can actually play in defense. They're all, do you know what I mean? Players that can play different roles, if we're being very, very honest. We've got Temi Dio saying, Ndidi is a stopgap, but we'd love to see him put his injuries behind him. I hear you, man. I hear you. Temi Dio saying, Emery already building a pivot with Luiz and Kamara. How the hell did we let this guy slip? I don't know, man. I don't know at all. But look, we're here, we're there. We've spoken about both players. Please let me know in the comments now, what player would you actually prefer before we look at the stats? So we're going to do a before and the after. So right now, I know a lot of you guys aren't on the Ndidi train. We've got Paul Smith disagreeing with us. Do you know what I mean? A lot of talks about, the whole idea of, is Ndidi fit? Can he keep fit? It's past his best. Douglas Luiz has obviously been a player that's really, really gone from strength to strength at Aston Villa. Sometimes under the radar, I would say. Very, very good player. Was actually at Man City's academy before making the move to Aston Villa, and has actually he's shone. He's done really, really well. Shown his ability. from long passes, set pieces as well. Good player. So I do like him. But I need to know what you guys are saying. We got Chooks Talk Football saying Ndidi. Shout out to Chooks. So Chooks is telling us Ndidi. Temi Dial saying Ndidi is the best bet considering our budget. LFC Aaron going left field saying Doucouré would be my pick. I'm not rating Doucouré, but we're not even talking about Doucouré right now. Right now, I'm talking about Luiz. What's his name? Or Ndidi. We got Zia Udine saying Kone's still not starting yet. Also, Luiz will count as homegrown. We got One Touch as well saying big up JJ, smash the likes. Apparently, Jerry is saying if he reaches 100 likes on this video, he's gonna drop another 16 bars for us. Oh yeah, now smash it. Hey, listen, the 16 bars. Listen, this is what I'm saying. Do you know what I'm scared about? One Touch, yeah. I'm scared because the bars just come flowing, especially when I'm watching the games and stuff. I'll be dropping the bars and the watch alongs coming soon because once I hit 2K, it's that watch along. Like we're in that watch along territory, and I'm shook for that. Me and G are absolutely terrified for that. But yeah, man, we got LFC Aaron obviously saying Luiz because of Ndidi's injuries. We got Will Dead saying Luiz as well. So yeah, interesting. But cool. What we're going to do now, people, is actually going to look at the stats for both players. And I'm actually going to get that up right now because I've got that for you. I think it's important to go and have a look at the stats of these players and see, you know, what do they offer? How can they go and make us better in that regard? And can they make us better? And what are the differences between them and what we've got at the moment? And we know what we've got. So 2 seconds there, people. Just going to get into that. 2 seconds. Let's go blocks as well. There we go. Share this tab instead. Need to just double check that you guys can see this. Cool. Amazing. So as we can see, people, per 90 as well. So these are the stats for Douglas Luiz and Onyinye Ndidi. Wilfred Ndidi. So this is what we're talking about. These are both of their stats from last season, people, because obviously I don't want to compare the 2 seasons from now. I know Ndidi's played more games. Douglas Luiz has played 3 games so far, with Wilfred Ndidi playing 4 games, and obviously playing in the championship, it wouldn't really be fair, but it would be interesting to go and see. So obviously Ndidi played 27 times last season, was blighted by injury, so missed about 11 games or so. We're seeing here in terms of minutes played, and obviously we're doing it per 90, so that's going to be the same. Douglas Luiz is obviously getting more touches of the ball, so 69 touches of the ball to 63.3 for Wilfred Ndidi. We're looking at here in terms of ball recoveries, and this is really, really interesting. Ndidi is getting 7.9 ball recoveries per 90, almost 8 ball recoveries. Of course, we have to caveat that by him playing, obviously, as a centre-back in certain games under Brendan Rodgers, but still, that is a massive number. Really happy to go and see that. In terms of ball recoveries, Douglas Luiz are actually getting 6.1, so it's not the lowest, but isn't the greatest in comparison to Wilfred Ndidi. I think this is where Douglas Luiz really shone last season, because he's averaging about 0.2 goals and assists per 90. Wilfred Ndidi averaging 0. So he's not really a goal threat or an offensive threat at all, and wasn't for Leicester last season. When we look at their totals in terms of minutes played, obviously Douglas Luiz in total made more ball recoveries, but per 90, obviously Ndidi made more. But I was able to create 45 chances last season, scoring 6 goals and assisting 6 times. For a defensive midfielder, that is really good, man. Really good. As we're seeing per 90, he's creating about 1.4 chances per game. So from a defensive position, quite a creative player, man. Definitely quite a creative player in comparison to Ndidi. We're seeing here passes attempted very similar, 52.1 for Aston Villa and 47.9 for Leicester. In terms of passes completed, we have 45.1 for Aston Villa and 40.3 for Leicester. In terms of pass accuracy, very similar again, 86.45 for Douglas Luiz and 84 for Ndidi. In terms of through balls attempted, 0.2 and 0.1 per game, so quite really similar again. As we're seeing here, passes completed in the opposition half. This is where Douglas Luiz actually thrives, and I think he played further forward for Aston Villa last season, where he made 21.7 passes in the opposition half per 90. Wilfred Ndidi making 15.3. We go on to passes completed in the own half, and quite similar again, man. I mean, Douglas Luiz seems to be everywhere. So from an attacking standpoint and a defensive standpoint in regards to getting on the ball. So 24.1 passes completed in his own half for Douglas Luiz, 25.1 for Wilfred Ndidi. When we're looking at forward passes, Wilfred Ndidi wins that battle, 30.6 to 12.8. We have to remember, though, Wilfred Ndidi was playing deeper, at times even as a centre-back, so majority of passes would be forward passes. In terms of backward passes, again, similar thing. Luiz will have more backwards passes because he's having to go and actually get on the ball, and he's higher up the pitch, so some of his passes will be backwards. So he's passing about 9.5, 10 times back towards his own goal per 90, 7.4 for Wilfred Ndidi. From a duels perspective, and this is what's really, really, really interesting, even though we talk about, Douglas Luiz being, a better option, Wilfred Ndidi's legs potentially going, and Douglas Luiz has been a good player. In terms of aerial duels competed per 90, Wilfred Ndidi is competing in more. That's 2.6 to 1.5. He's winning 1.4 of those aerial duels per 90 as well, where Douglas Luiz is only getting 0.8. In terms of ground duels, 1 per 90. Ndidi just shies it as well, so at 4.6 to 4.4, which is really, really interesting. So quite similar. 2.3 clearances per 90 with 2.1 interceptions and 0.8 for Ndidi, where Douglas Luiz only is able to actually get about 0.7 clearances, 1.3 interceptions and 0.3 blocks. If we actually go and look at that just in general, so as a total figure as opposed to it being per 90, we're seeing here Ndidi made 42 clearances. That's essentially double what Douglas Luiz was able to make. Interceptions is very, very similar, even though Ndidi played less games. He's made 14 blocks to Ndidi's 7. Aerial duels 1, very similar games, but obviously played less games. So as we're seeing here, very, very different profile of player. Very different profile of player, but in some regard, quite similar as well. It's like they're a similar player, but just Ndidi's a bit better defensively, and from an offensive standpoint, as we went and saw 6 goals and 6 assists last season for Douglas Luiz from a defensive midfield /8 position. Really, really good numbers for any midfielder, let alone a DM, and 0.2, averaging at 0.2 to 0 and 0.2 goals and assists per 90. So that's really, really good to see, man. I want to obviously know, from looking at these stats, what do you guys think about these players and seeing how could they fit our system? If I'm being honest, it's an interesting one. If we want to be a bit more progressive on the ball and get on the ball a bit more and have more control of the ball, Douglas Luiz does sound like a better option. Hasn't got the injuries surrounding him. He's probably he's a better passer, I would say. Obviously, a bigger threat in terms of goals and assists. However, what are Liverpool lacking? Is it that defensive now, so is it going forward? And for me, I think Ndidi probably fits the bill in terms of that a bit more, and could offer cover at centre back if needed. So I really want to know what you guys would think. It's a really interesting one because I really like Douglas Luiz, and I've been championing him for a long time. And hey, I would be happy with both. But I think Ndidi's one that could potentially go under the radar, man. Obviously, an issue that we would have with Wilfred Ndidi is the fact that when he goes to AFCON, if he was to go to AFCON, we'd be left with just Endo at the back. And it's something that doesn't really aid what Liverpool are trying to do. We've suffered with Mo, Mane and Naby Keita going to the AFCON in previous seasons. So it's something that, we have to definitely be wary of. We're looking here, 2 seconds. We got big up to Eddie as well, saying good to see you. Good to see you, Eddie, man. Hope you're doing well. We got One Touch saying Ndidi all day. Come on, I can't stand that fake Brazilian Luiz. We got Will Dead Wolf saying if Nunes goes City, he'll be a great player. That's in regards to Matheus Nunes. Yeah, I think so as well. I think any player that goes to City, he just does well, apart from Calvin Phillips. And even then, I think if he played, he'd be a good player. So We got Zia Dean saying Luiz is also short, so I want us to buy Gravenberch plus another non-AFCON based player. Why not Yusuf Fofana? I hear that. G, obviously very, very, very big fan of Yusuf Fofana. We've got Angel 968 saying none of them. I want to challenge. Bid for Bazuma. Spurs are serial losers. Angel, that's never going to happen, man. That's never going to happen. They've got big Ange Postecoglou. Like, that's done, man. That's done. We've got Eddie saying would be so Liverpool to get rid of a made of glass Keita and replace him with another made of glass player in Ndidi. It would be, wouldn't it, bro? It actually would be. Guys, please make sure we are smashing a like. We've got 51 likes. Can we get to 60 likes? Please. That will help the channel massively. We've got Ace Chaos saying Luiz is better. We've got LFC Aaron saying Luiz will get you 3 to 4 Premier League goals a season. 100%. I mean, he got 6 last season, 6 goals and 6 assists. So 12 goals and assists in all comps. That's a very, very good. Eddie saying we can be mad with Ender, but at his age, he's more reliable than Ndidi at 26-year-old. That's very, very true. Temi Dyer saying zero you mind to Luiz. Ndidi is versatile. That's facts. We've got Eddie saying Ndidi won't make it 5 stars before he's on the trainer's table, before he's on the physio table. We've got Will Dead saying all interesting, but are both owned by teams who want loads of cash, so none. We've got Angel 968 saying from Chouameni to Bellingham to Caicedo to Lavia, and now we're looking at Ndidi and Luiz while we just bought Endo. Shake my head, what's going on? This is our club though, man. What do you want me to say? It's not my fault. It's not my fault. Don't shoot the messenger, man. We've got Eddie saying, what is this club doing, man? This is bottom of the barrel panic stuff. Bro. We've got LFC Aaron saying Luiz is clear for what we need. We've got Zia Dean saying Jerry, the stats suggest he's too progressive rather than a 6. 100%, but what are Liverpool looking for? A straight in and out 6, or they're looking for a player that can play in the 8 and the 6? That's the interesting part. Hence why we're being linked with Gravenberch, as we're talking about. We've got AFC Aaron saying we don't need Endo and Ndidi, in my opinion, too similar. I don't think it'd be both. I think it'd be either or. If we're getting any player, it'd be one player, man. Zia Dean saying Jerry Asia Cup this year is the same time as AFCON. Oh, no. I didn't know that. Shout out to Red Kingston saying big up, bro. Luis. If we're him, Luiz 100%. Interesting. We've got Andrew Lane saying all this faith in FSG is misplaced. We've got K-Max saying Ndidi is 20 M's, Luiz is 50 M's. Who do you think Klopp will sign? Boy, we know what Klopp would do. Pan of Scout saying it's funny how FSG now have us all thinking just to get us someone such anyone will do. We've gone from top players to mediocre players. The thing is, we were never going, like, were we ever going to go and get these top players though? That's what I'd chuck at you people. Were we ever going to go and get those top players? Because I was never, ever really convinced, man. Never convinced. LFC Aaron saying, yeah, Endo will be away on international duty in January. That's crazy. We've got Eddie saying, Jerry, did you apparently see we're still in for Doucouré, or is that unreliable? Potentially we're in for Doucouré, but I'm not going to lie, I'm not impressed with Doucouré. I don't want Doucouré. I don't want Liverpool spending 70 plus 80 million on Doucouré because I don't think that's that much of a difference. And yeah, it's like we're interested in him. Yeah, like there's so many other players. Like Fofana's one that, you know, Nottingham Forest were interested in. I prefer Fofana to Doucouré from what I've seen. So it's interesting, man. It's interesting. Angel 968 saying, JD, we've got Klopp and 6 Champions Leagues. It's time to flex on Ange and them loser Spurs. Get you Basuma. We ain't flexing on anyone, man. Just because we've got 6 Champions Leagues don't mean anything. I'm telling you that for free. I'm telling you that for free. It doesn't mean anything. People aren't really rating or looking to work with Klopp like that. Clearly. The pool's not as big as it was. Not saying he isn't a pool. Not saying people don't want to go and play for Klopp. I'm not saying Klopp's a dead manager. But Klopp alone isn't a pool. We're going to have to offer money. We're going to have to offer good projects. And right now, we're not offering none because they were all over the place. K-Max saying facts. Jerry facts. Never going to happen. Endo is the DM Klopp wanted. He wanted him for 3 years. We've got Andrew Lane saying, this Salah carry on. Will he or go he? Will he not? This Salah carry on. Will he go or not? We'll keep running then if LFC don't sell him. Certain fans can say no transfers, but we get Salah. I hear what you're saying. But for me, How would you guys feel, right, if we turned down 150 million now, didn't get top 4 this season, didn't win the Europa League with Salah in our team? Salah still got his goals, but we let Salah go for 70 million next year. Would you guys do that? Would you guys do that? I know what I'm saying. I know what I'm saying, man. Scary, scary, scary. Eddie got a question for me saying, Jerry, what's your gut telling you? Window shut. What our income is going to be? Zero, bro. Zero. Colin Blackshaw saying sometimes the big money names flop and the cheap ones work out better. Yeah, we best hope so, man. I think it's only going to be Endo. K-Mac saying Mind Games FC right now. We are all brainwashed. We got Radkins saying good question, my G, and that's from Eddie. 100%, man. Zia Dean saying I sell Salah for 115 M's this season. 100%, man. 100%. LC Aaron saying, but I think we have more of a chance of top 4 with Salah this season. Okay. And what happens if Salah goes? So we get top 4, but Salah wants to leave next season. I don't know how that helps us. I really don't know how that helps us, man. Really don't know how that helps us. So it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Big up to Brazy saying, Brazy, yo, Jerry, are we going to sign any other players? Why are we dilly-dallying around again? I don't know, man. I don't know why we're dilly-dallying. Like, I spoke to Billy Hogan, yeah? I spoke to Billy Hogan and I asked him, and he said, you know what? Liverpool we're trying to be cunning. We're trying to be smart in the market. It's just not really working. Do you know what I mean? We've seen Tom, like Levy, we do some smart bids and we want to move like Levy. And, you know, that's how it was working. So, crazy. LFC Aaron saying, sell him in a year's time. Facts. We got K-Mac saying, like the video. Facts. Hit the like, man. Hit the like. Zia Dean saying, Salah goes, we get Jared from West Ham. Maybe so, man. I wouldn't mind Jared, man. Jared's saying some tech. Yeah, 100%. We got big up to Varun saying there are 5 spots for Champions League, and isn't it better to get 120 to 150 instead of 50 to 60 next year? 100%. That's my problem, Varun. Like, how are we gonna do this? Like, how does it work? Like, how does it work? How valuable is getting top 4? How valuable is it? I don't know. Really interesting, man. Really interesting. I just want to show you guys something. I just want to show you guys something quickly. Just to show you guys, I spoke to him for 2 minutes today. Bill Hogan, direct number. I'm not going to show you guys the number, so I'm not going to go in. But you guys can see I was on the phone for him for a couple minutes. Bill Hogan, LFC, man. Landline number. So I was chatting to him, man. And he was letting me know, man. He was letting me know, like, he couldn't tell me too much, but he was letting me know, like, this is what it is, man. This is how we were doing business, and we kind of flopped. So it is what it is. We've got Will Dead saying German coach, German scout, and cannot find players. Ring Herpia or Alonso Garcia. Some players must be available, just incompetence. We've got Pan of Scout saying FSG must have a top team of psychologists working for them. Go for quality players, get the fans buzzing, drag that out, and then say, shit, we couldn't get them paid, but this one's better than nothing. I hear you, but that's what it is, man. I remember growing up and I wanted, like, I don't know, like some Jordans, or I wanted something, right? I wanted something mad. And my mum was like, nah, like, Jordans are all right. We're gonna go to the Jordans, but they don't have them in stock. Hey, get the flats instead. They're £50 cheaper, and I'll rock the flats, and I'll be happy with them. And maybe that's just the way we're gonna have to move, man. Maybe just that's how we have to gonna move. Top 5 K-Max saying top 5 is worth around 60 M's, but the playing the games in the comp is worth P's. Yeah, but you've got to win it, bro. But you've got to win it. You got to win the games. Dana Jack saying the Salah saga and why some people want to keep it is because he's been the only player that has stayed fit and can play every game compared to the rest of the team. Facts, I agree, man. I agree. Shout out to Honesty in the building. Big up JJ FSG. Wow, they're calling me JJ FSG now. I might have to get my suit out, you know, like that. Need to actually get a trim. Need to get my suit and chat. We've got Jakes as well. Saying, Jerry, bro, what do you think of Jacob Greaves from Hull? Look at this cat trying to duck, man. The cat's ruining the stream and that. Anyway, Sush, come. Chat to us. What did Bill Hogan say? Come. What did Bill Hogan say? Come on. Cat's shy, man. He was there with the Bill Hogan convo, bro. We got Jake saying, what do you think of Jacob Greaves from Hull? Not going to lie, I don't know who that is, man. Not going to lie, I don't know who that is. We got LSC Aaron calling Jerry W. Henry. This is crazy. Brazy, is the cat's name's Bill? Nah, the cat's name is Sushi, man. Sushi the cat. Angel 960 saying, JJ, if you can flex showing the connections, LFF must flex. Now, 100%, they should flex, but they're not going to, bro. They're not going to. We got Mac saying Decore seems to be gathering legs now. Please check. But I've checked Decore, man, but I'm not even interested, man. I'm not even interested. We've got Eddie saying, I'm just drained with all this transfer stuff, man. I'm not gonna lie, I'm drained as well. It's been about 45 minutes. So it's crazy. But listen, people, that's obviously been the transfer hub. That's been the news. If there's any news that drops, anything that drops tonight, this evening, anything to do with something mad, you know I'm going to be direct and live in the cut with you guys. We've just compared Douglas Luiz and obviously Ndidi. I broke it down for you. So now we actually get a profile, but still, again, we've got the same issues. What type of DM are Liverpool looking to go and get? It seems as though that we're looking for more kind of versatility more than a specific type of profile. But it's really interesting because the DM for me should always be a kind of set position as opposed to I'm a DM, but I can play in the 8 as well. I don't think those are the best DMs. When we're looking at Rodri, we know Rodri's just an 8. Busquets is just an Rodri's just a 6. Busquets is a 6. Makelele was a 6. Not a 6, but he can dabble in the 8. I think that starts to water down everything. So I don't know about you guys, but yeah, it's crazy, man. Honestly saying, nah, I meant big up effort to JJ. FSG did it before with the Coutinho money. Why not Salah? Leaves. I'm an LFC fan, not a Salah fan. I still think we'll be Bowen as the replacement. Not gonna lie, man. Not gonna lie. I wouldn't be surprised, man. I wouldn't be surprised. Zia Udine saying, Jerry, do you have Linda as well? I can't reveal my connections, man. You know me. I'm JJITK from now on. That's gonna be my new Twitter. We got Alexander De Los saying link pool settings. LOL, don't get mellow, please. Hey, we might even get Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Do you know what I mean, on a 1-year deal? How about that? Would you guys take that? Would you guys take that? Let me know, man. But obviously, shout out to everyone in the building, everyone that's tuned in. Massive appreciation. Please help this video get to 100 likes if possible. Minimum. As we know, we're en route to 2K subscribers, about 70-80 subscribers off 2K. I'm not even too sure at the moment. Guys, once we get to the 2K, the watch alongs are coming. So it's crazy. Please hit the notification bell and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Hit the notification bell anyway, even if you're subscribed, because that means that if there's any news, any breaking news, we're going to drop it right to you straight away. If you're not a member already, the membership is now open and we're getting new members on. So please, it's open. Please become a member. As we're saying, we're waiting until the transfer window closes, and that's going to be when the content's going to drop. Because right now, it's difficult getting out the transfer content as well as all this content I've done with pro footballers and ex-footballers and certain players. And listen, I don't want to talk too much, but all I'm saying is I'm so grateful for everyone, obviously, that's tuned in and that's obviously become a member. Membership is still there, still available. So please make sure to not miss out. And I know I've already said it to people. The first 50 people that get membership are actually going to get a prize. And not even a prize, you're just actually going to get a giveaway. You're going to get something from myself, from the J James Show merch. But I'm not going to talk about that too much. But we're definitely getting something. But until next time, people, stay blessed. It's been a J James Show, and we are out. Have a good evening.